In the sun-soaked twin island republic of Trinidad and Tobago, where calypso rhythms meet cocoa fields and oil rigs pierce the horizon like iron monuments to ambition, a little girl once ran barefoot along Boodoo Trace in Penal. That little girl, born into the modest home of Lil Raj and Rita Persad on April 22, 1952, would one day shatter ceilings so high they seemed unreachable. Her name? Kamla Susheila Persad-Bissessar, lawyer, educator, mother, wife, and the Caribbean's first female prime minister. This is the riveting tale of a woman who turned a village path into a highway of history, a woman who rose from the margins to command parliament chambers and redefine leadership in a post-colonial Caribbean. Her journey, rich in triumphs and tribulations, is not just political, it is spiritual, ancestral, and deeply personal. Kamla's story begins in Siparia, southern Trinidad, but her ancestry reaches across oceans. Her foreparents were among the thousands who left India in the 1880s under the Indian indentureship system, sailing from Madras and Bihar with little more than dreams of survival. Her maternal great-grandmother, Sumaria, hailed from present-day Tamil Nadu, while her paternal great-grandfather, Pandit Ramlakhan Mishra, came from Pelupur, Bihar. These ancestors, hardened by colonial toil in sugar and cocoa plantations, planted more than crops. They sowed the seeds of resilience that would later bloom in Kamla. Her paternal grandmother, Sumintra, a vibrant market vendor and Hindu spiritual leader, was a guiding light in her young life. As a founding member of the Saraswati Prakash Mandir and a woman who created safe spaces for other women in the community, Sumintra was more than kin. She was Kamla's first feminist mentor. Kamla has often said it was the women in her family, her grandmothers, her mother Rita, and even her great-grandmother Sumaria, who molded her. Her mother was a warrior in her own right, a cocoa field laborer turned roti shop owner. Rita taught Kamla the sacred blend of hard work and compassion. Her father, Lil Raj, worked in the accounting department at Texaco, but never let corporate life dull his spiritual soul. In their household, culture, prayers, and discipline flowed together like the rivers of the Caroni Plain. Kamla's earliest education began at Mohes Road Hindu School and later continued at Erin Road and Siparia Union Presbyterian Primary. But it was at Era High School that her spark truly ignited. She wasn't just a top student. She was a badminton champion, a netballer, and a natural debater who challenged the status quo with both poise and fire. By age 16, Kamla harbored dreams of studying abroad. However, her ambitions initially met resistance. Her father and uncles, traditional men of their time, saw London as a dangerous place for a young Indo-Trinidadian woman. But Rita intervened. With maternal diplomacy and quiet insistence, she got them to agree. And so, at just 17, Kamla set off for England. She attended Norwood Technical College in West Norwood, London, and simultaneously worked with the Church of England's Children's Society, already living a life of service. While in London, fate aligned her path with Gregory Bissessar, a fellow Trinidadian she had known from back home. They fell in love amid the foggy streets of South London and married in 1971 when Kamla was only 18. Her pursuit of knowledge led her next to Jamaica, where the couple would spend 14 years. At the University of the West Indies, Mona campus, Kamla earned her BA and postgraduate diploma in education. She became the youngest lecturer ever at UWI, teaching at both St. Andrew High School and the Jamaica College of Insurance. Though awarded a prestigious Fulbright scholarship to Columbia University, she took a different route, choosing to study law at UWI Cave Hill and graduating with a Bachelor of Laws with honors in 1985. She was already a mother then, having given birth to their only son, Cristiano, while at Cave Hill. By 1987, Kamla had earned her legal education certificate from Hugh Wooding Law School, topping her class and winning accolades for Best Overall Student. From cocoa fields to courtrooms, her ascent was unstoppable. In 1987, Kamla began her political journey as an older woman in the St. Patrick County Council. For many, it was a humble start, but for Kamla, it was her training ground. By 1994, she had become an opposition senator and, a year later, won the seat of Siparia, a constituency that would become her stronghold for decades. When the UNC, United National Congress, formed the government in 1995, she was appointed Attorney General, becoming the first woman to hold that office. In 2001, she served as AG again, and then as Minister of Education. She ushered in progressive education reforms that earned her national respect, especially for her empathetic approach to marginalized children and communities. Her defining moment came in 2006, when Basdeo Panday, the UNC's longtime leader, was embroiled in a legal scandal and removed as leader of the opposition. Kamla was chosen by the majority of MPs to replace him. This was no ordinary handover. It was the symbolic passing of the torch from the old guard to a new era. And Kamla lit the flame. In January 2010, she defeated Panday in the UNC's internal elections and became political leader of the party. Just months later, on May 24, 2010, she led the People's Partnership Coalition to a sweeping general election victory. Kamla Persad-Bissessar was sworn in as Trinidad and Tobago's first female prime minister. It was a global headline. A woman of Indian descent from humble beginnings had become the leader of a nation. She didn't just shatter glass ceilings, she obliterated them with grace. Her tenure from 2010 to 2015 focused on social programs, educational access, economic development, and institutional transparency. She emphasized the empowerment of women, digital modernization, and improving healthcare infrastructure. Under her watch, Petro-Trin, the state oil company, was transformed, and public servants saw historic salary increases. She chaired the Commonwealth of Nations in 2010, becoming the first woman to ever do so. Time magazine ranked her among the top 20 most influential women in global politics in 2011, a fitting recognition for the Caribbean tigress. After losing the 2015 general election to Keith Rowley and the PNM, Kamla once again became leader of the opposition, a position she held for an entire decade. She never gave up. Through public debates, parliamentary battles, and community outreach, she kept her party intact and her name relevant. The road wasn't easy. Critics questioned her longevity, political instincts, and party cohesion. But Kamla stood firm. She led the UNC into the 2025 general election with the coalition of interests. Her campaign, rooted in promises of economic revival, job creation, and pension security, resonated with a country hungry for change. On April 28, 2025, Kamla declared victory. By May 1st, she was sworn in again, becoming only the second leader in Trinidad and Tobago's history to serve non-consecutive terms as Prime Minister after Patrick Manning. Amidst all the political fireworks, Kamla's personal life has remained remarkably grounded. Her husband, Gregory Bissessar, her confidant and biggest supporter, has kept a low profile. Their marriage, spanning over 5 decades, is one of deep mutual respect. Their son Cristiano and 2 grandchildren are the pride of her heart. A woman of complex spiritual identity, Kamla blends her Hindu roots with the practices of the spiritual Baptist faith. She has described herself as an interfaith adherent, embracing pujas, Christian prayer, and African spiritualism with equal reverence. She has also taken care of her late brother's children, embodying the extended motherhood model so central to Caribbean culture. Kamla Persad-Bissessar has already written her name in history, but for her, the mission continues. Her second term as Prime Minister is focused on building a Trinidad and Tobago where equality isn't just policy, but a lived reality. She received India's prestigious Pravasi Bharatiya Samman in 2012, the highest honor given to members of the Indian diaspora. Yet her greatest accolade may be the love of a nation where girls can now say, "I want to be like Kamla." As she stands today, graceful, determined, and back in office, the world watches again. And the little girl from Boodoo Trace smiles, knowing she has much more to give. Please subscribe for more.